Today, I want to talk about few of the most common mistakes which a student does while preparing for NEET PG entrance examination. This year, when the results were declared, I talked to hundreds of my students trying to understand what could they have done better so that this year they would have got better ranks and a better seat. Few things kept on repeating themselves as a reason why they could not do better. And three of the most common mistakes in PG entrance examination, as I came to know by talking to hundreds of students, were: number one reason, not completing their syllabus. Even after telling all my students throughout the year that completing your syllabus is the most critical aspect of your PG entrance examination, many of them still said that, "Sir, I did not complete my syllabus, even though you told me about that." So again, the most common and the most critical aspect is not completing your syllabus. Second, surprisingly, many students said that, "Sir, I knew those questions. I read about them, but I could not remember it exactly." So not revising properly was the second most common mistake in PG entrance examination. And finally, many said that, I knew the information, but somehow I could not solve the questions. They felt that if they could have solved more questions, they could have done much better in the PG entrance examination. So these are the three most common mistakes which a student does in PG preparation. Now let's get into each one of them and understand why a student is not able to do it. So the first reason which many students said that they were not able to complete the syllabus. Let's understand why it is critical. 60% of the students not even complete their syllabus while appearing for their examination, which means just the fact that you have completed your syllabus, you are ahead of 60% of the population. So, and you feel much more controlled, you feel much more confident while appearing for examination. So without completing your syllabus, don't even think about it. Appearing for PG entrance examination, you are not even in the game. The top reasons given by students for not completing the syllabus are not getting started. Surprisingly, many of the students didn't get started with a mentality to complete the syllabus. They were just preparing for their PG entrance examination without having a goal that, yes, I'm going to complete this by this. So the second most common reason is not having a plan. A plan in terms of when will I complete what, and by when I should be able to complete this subject, by when I should be able to complete that subject. In fact, I'm going to make a complete video lecture on how to plan for your completion of syllabus. Essentially, it's about dividing the entire syllabus into subjects and then subjects into modules, which you should be able to complete it within time limits. Third most common was many students starts with following more than one source for each subject. Suppose, for anatomy, you are looking at PT Chaurasia or review book or more than one review book. Now, what happens is once you start doing more than one source for a subject, for one subject you may do it very well, but you will not be able to complete all the 20 subjects. So the third most common reason why they were not able to complete the syllabus was following more than one source. And finally, many students get into this trap of completing the topics properly. They will start with all the enthusiasm, try to complete one topic. Let's say they start with anatomy and they start with upper limb. In upper limb, they will invest 3, 4, 5, 6 days. And by the end of 6 days, they realize that they have given the entire time to just upper limb. And then they will panic and maybe, stop even planning for their completion of syllabus. So this fallacy of trying to complete topics properly is again a big reason for not completing syllabus. Let's move on to the next reason, top reason for not revising. Now, again, you have to understand why it is critical. Imagine you have just met a girl, you spend an entire day with her, and at the end of the day you propose her to marry. Will she yes to you? No. Expecting that you will be able to solve a question without revising properly is a similar situation. You have to meet a girl quite often till you understand her and she understands you before you propose her to marry or be your girlfriend. Exactly the same thing here. You may read a topic properly, give a lot of time to it, but until and unless you keep coming back, revising it, you don't expect to solve a question from that topic in the PG entrance examination. So revision is absolutely critical. The top reasons why students give for not revising is, I will revise after I complete. This is one of the most BS reasons given. Come on, you have completed your MBBS. I mean, you must have completed all the first prof, second prof, third prof. There is no reason you should postpone your revising. Your revision schedule should start from the day one of your preparation schedule. So it's not that I will complete anatomy and then I'll put anatomy on revision mode. Bullshit. First day, if you are doing something, on the first day plan itself, there should be something to revise. You have done all the subjects of MBBS, you can start revision from anywhere you want. But that time slot for revision should always be there in the schedule. Then, again, following more than one source per subject. Again, if you have more than one source per subject, it becomes very difficult to revise. And lastly, not having notes or revision material for revising. Revising does not happen automatically. You have to create notes or structures which help you to revise. Now here comes the importance of notes making. I will make a complete lecture on how to make notes, but remember, revision is not an easy thing. It's a very difficult thing, but it pays off in long run. So you have to create or facilitate systems which actually help you to revise. So these are the top 3 reasons why students do not revise. Let's move to the next reason, top reason for not solving questions. Again, why solving questions is important? Solving question is important. It's like you can see hundreds of hours of swimming on YouTube, but until and unless you get into that pool, swimming pool, you will not be able to swim. It's the same thing. You may have the knowledge, but translating it to actually solving a question, it requires both knowledge and practice. Obviously, they are one leads to other, but they are not the same thing. So solving questions is again very critical. Now I'll give you 3 most important reasons why you should start solving questions starting from day 1 of your preparation. Number 1, solving questions lets you know what kind of questions come from a topic or from a subject. If you see anatomy itself, there are 1500 pages covering entire anatomy, but are all of them important? To understand what is the most critical aspects, to understand what are the topics on which questions are repeatedly asked, to understand what kind of questions are asked on a topic, you have to solve questions. Solving questions keeps you as close to the preparation. The second reason, if you solve a question, what happens? If you don't know the answer, or if you have thought about that question, suddenly your brain creates a space, a memory space for information which you are going to feed when you see the answer. And this leads that you are able to better store whatever answer you have just put in. So if you solve a question, you don't know the answer, you will remember the answer for the rest of your life or for a very long time. So solving question helps you learn facts on a very longer basis. And third most important thing is, if you keep solving questions, you develop a knack of solving questions. There are so many questions in examination where you will be able to eliminate 2 options very easily. Now it requires a knack at very subconscious level to get the question correct by eliminating. So if you keep solving questions on a regular basis, you will be able to use your knowledge 5 times or 10 times more efficiently. So solving question is very critical. So top reasons given, I will solve after I complete. Again, like student procrastinate revising, student procrastinate even solving questions. They say that I have not still completed the syllabus. What will I benefit if I solve questions now? Let me just complete the syllabus and then I will solve the questions at the end. Again, bullshit. You have to start solving questions right from day 1. Now, again, one of the stupid of reasons is there are very few repeat questions now. Dude, 8 days, 2 sessions each, 300 questions in each session. How can you think questions will not be repeated? Questions will be repeated in the same between the sessions. So please get out of this. There are questions repeated, if not exact questions, the topics repeated, the information which is important. There cannot be a lot of critical information. So critical information are going to be repeated, and if you solve the questions, you will be on top of those critical information. And Last is, many students, if they solve the question once, they feel that they have solved the questions. No, you have to repeatedly solve the questions, because what happens, it is one of the easiest and the fastest way to revise. So even if you have, keep aside an hour or two every day just to solve questions, because that is, will help you developing that knack. So don't stop solving questions even if you have completed once. Make it a regular habit. So I'll keep on making a lot of these videos. Keep watching, keep liking. Thank you very much.